My girlfriend saved me so many times. I genuinely started believing she could predict the future. And honestly, the real explanation was way worse for my heart. Her name was Scarlett, and I met her during sophomore year. At first, she didn't even seem interested in me. She was calm, quiet, the kind of girl who noticed everything but rarely said much about it. Meanwhile, I was basically a walking disaster. If something could go wrong, it usually happened to me. Then one afternoon, I slipped on a wet staircase carrying my lunch tray. Brew! I was already halfway through imagining the most embarrassing moment of my life. Then someone grabbed the back of my hoodie and yanked me backward. Hard. My tray went flying. My dignity survived. And when I turned around, Scarlett was standing there, completely expressionless. Then she sighed and said, "You really don't pay attention to anything, do you?" At the time, I thought it was luck. Then it happened again and again and again. 1 week later, I forgot about a huge class presentation, the kind worth half our grade. I was panicking, completely doomed. Then Scarlett casually handed me a folder. Inside were all the notes I'd missed. Organized, highlighted, perfect. Brew! I stared at her and asked, "Why do you even have these?" She shrugged and said, "I had a feeling you'd need them. Normal people don't say things like that." Then things got weirder. One day, I left my wallet in the cafeteria. Before I even realized it was missing, Scarlett was already holding it. Another time, my car died in the school parking lot. Guess who happened to be carrying jumper cables? Scarlett. At some point, my friends started joking that she was secretly following me. And honestly, I laughed too, until I realized they might not be completely wrong. Then came the day everything changed. I was having one of the worst weeks of my life. My parents were fighting. My grades were dropping. And honestly, I felt exhausted. The kind of exhausted you can't really explain. So after school, I sat alone behind the football field, just staring at nothing. I hadn't told anyone where I was, hadn't answered texts, hadn't talked to anybody. Then, 10 minutes later, Scarlett showed up. Bro! She sat beside me without saying a word. No questions. No advice. Nothing. Just sat there. And somehow, that made everything worse, because suddenly I felt myself wanting to cry. Then after a few minutes, I finally asked, "How do you always know?" Silence. The wind. The empty field. Then Scarlett smiled. A small one. And quietly said, "I don't." I looked at her, completely confused. Then she laughed, and for the first time ever, she looked nervous. Real nervous. Then she admitted the truth. "For 3 years, I've been paying attention to you." Silence. Real silence. My heart immediately started beating way too fast. Then she looked down and continued, "I know when you're pretending to be okay. I know when you're stressed. I know when you're about to forget something important." Bro. And honestly, the craziest part wasn't that she knew all those things. It was realizing she was right. Then Scarlett whispered something that genuinely destroyed me. "I don't predict bad things. Pause. I just notice you." And somehow, that hit harder than anything else she'd ever said, because suddenly every moment replayed differently. The staircase, the notes, the wallet, the jumper cables, everything. For years, I thought Scarlett kept appearing because I had terrible luck. The truth? She wasn't following the disasters. She was following me. And honestly, I don't think anyone has ever made me feel more loved than that.